Thanks for joining our special live coverage of the policy discussion with citizens. We are waiting for the 11th such meeting to begin. This is an extension of the government's initial 10-part series. Now, this time the talks will take place outside the capital, Seoul, including in the southern and central regions of the country. They are Busan, Daegu, and Chungcheongdo provinces. In fact, the top office says President Yoon Suk-yeol will travel around the country to hold more talks with citizens on livelihood issues. And the 11th session will focus on balanced regional development under the theme of an era where people can live comfortably anywhere. Now, if we look over some of the sessions that took place in the past few weeks, major medical reforms are on the way here in South Korea. That is doubling down on the plan to increase medical personnel and provide quality healthcare even in remote areas. And the government announced last week that the medical school admissions quota will be increased by 2,000 per year starting in 2025. Now, the ultimate goal is to address the chronic shortage of physicians and doctors here in the country. South Korean presidents in the past typically started a new year by receiving briefings from each ministry on their plan for the coming year. But this new format is part of the government's efforts to implement President Yoon's vision for an action-oriented, problem-solving government, not a government that just carries out reviews. Now, during the last 10 discussions, President Yoon Suk-yeol also vowed to streamline administrative services by making hundreds of services fully digital over the next 3 years. And also on housing, the Yoon administration is going to scrap regulations that hinder redevelopment and reconstruction. In addition, some bold reforms for stock market taxes will be on the way to correct the perceived undervaluation of South Korean shares and improve the financial situation of ordinary people. Now, President Yoon is about to deliver a speech ahead of the 11th policy discussions with citizens. We are waiting for the 11th such meeting, which will kick off in a minute. And this is an extension of the government's initial 10-part series. Now, this time the talks will place outside the capital, Seoul, this time in Busan. The upcoming sessions will take place outside the capital region, including Busan, Daegu, and Chungcheongdo provinces. In fact, President Yoon Suk-yeol will travel around the country to hold more talks with more citizens on livelihood issues, as he has done in the past few weeks. Now, the 11th session, which is about to kick off, will focus on balanced regional development under the theme of an era where people can live comfortably anywhere. Now, we see President Yoon Suk-yeol entering the room for the 11th session of the policy discussions with citizens. And today, this is taking place for the first time outside the capital region in Busan, focusing on balanced regional development. They will carry out discussions with citizens and experts under the theme of an era where people can live comfortably anywhere. Now, this is on top of the government's initial 10-part series, which is about to be the 11th such meeting. And there will be a couple more on the way, which will take place outside the Seoul in Busan, Daegu, and Chungcheongdo provinces.
Salute the flag. At ease, please take your seats. We would like to begin the policy discussion with citizens. First of all, the President will deliver his opening remarks. Did you enjoy the Chinese Lunar New Year holidays? At our 11th policy discussion with citizens, we are here at our second city of the Republic of Korea, Busan, and we will be discussing the era of balanced regional growth. We are going to talk about the policies of the local era, and we have the council members who are taking the lead in the discussions, and all the relevant members. In our recent discussion, I have talked about the situation at the moment that the concentration in the metropolitan area and excessive competition are severe decline. They are contributing to the severe decline in the birth rate, and it is more than important than ever to restore the total fertility rate of 1.0 through balanced regional development. Therefore, the government is focusing on this policy and this initiative of wherever you live in the Republic of Korea, it is a good place to live. So we have announced the special opportunity development zone that would give various incentives if they relocate to the regional cities. And also, we have announced a special education development zone so that the education could have a balanced growth. And also, the city convergence special zone. And also, for cultural infrastructure, we have also announced the special cultural zone, and they were the major four regional development, local balanced development policies. And also, we are having a regular meeting where I can overlook the policies myself and the development of this. I have always emphasized that regional competitiveness is the competitiveness of the nation. However, we are still seeing that the situation is that we have a lot of concentration in the metropolitan area. And at the moment, in Seoul, we have about 9.5 million. In Gyeonggi-do, we have 14.5 million. And in Incheon, we have about 3 million, which means that more than half of the total population of Korea is focused in Seoul and the nearby Gyeonggi area. And on top of this, we would see more of a severe concentration of population in a small area. And if this continues, we will not be able to solve any important issues. And for us, the population itself is very small compared to the United States, but the concentration itself is astoundingly high. So if we're not able to utilize the regions, we are losing our opportunity to develop further. So for us, with the local government and the central government, we should be able to use and we should be able to develop all areas of the Republic of Korea so that we can leap forward. And our government, for us, for the people to be able to feel the actual changes, we are going to boldly pursue the local era livelihood package policies. And we believe that Busan is the center of the southern region. And from my candidate days, I have reiterated that Seoul and Busan shall be the two axes of the development of the nation. And Busan as the central axis of the southern region and to be the second city of Korea, we are going to enact the Global Hub City Special Act. And the logistics center and with the relevant act, we are going to provide the opportunity for taxations, and also through this, we are going to foster Busan as the hub city for logistics and high-tech industries. And also, we will swiftly relocate the Korea Development Bank to Busan area so that we can utilize Busan as a financial hub. And we are going to expand financial subsidies and support for the companies operating in Busan, and also for Busan to have a foothold, a strong foothold as a hub and port city. As we all know, the 2029 Gadokdo new airport and the redevelopment of North Port and the Tongsong project, they will be the three axis projects that are essential to Busan becoming a global hub city. And also the North Port and the other part will be developed by 2027. By 2027, we are going to develop an area where the international special zone will be developed where all the promenade and also cultural activities could take place, and also finance, R&D facilities, and so on we will be able to cater to these needs. And also the redevelopment of North Port, which is the yearning of Busan people. This will be, in no doubt, a success. And it is also important that our young people in Busan will have a big opportunity in the future. And therefore, the Busan Techno Valley would be fostered where the companies and also new talents, young talents could gather. And through high-intensity development, we are going to nurture the high-tech techno valley, and where we can see many people coming together, where they can live comfortably as well. And it is also important that the local settlement conditions should be dramatically changed so that education, medical care, and culture could be taken care of. And this is where we are also going to look into very carefully. And we plan to have a special education development zone led by the government where local talents could contribute to regional development. And with the regional and educational offices, when they come up with good policies or plans, the central government would support in earnest. And also the autonomous public high schools that give more autonomy to the public schools should be looked into, and we should promote this. And we are going to avidly support this initiative. And also, we would like to accommodate international schools where the youngsters in Busan can compete and study with the international friends. And also, we are going to expand the local talent recruitment so that we know that our local talents are hired by local good quality jobs. And it is also important that we have a safe place in mind that children can be raised comfortably, and this is an essential task. And we are going to construct the Busan Children's Hospital, and this will be supported by the central government. And today, if we do not have a cultural background, the competitiveness of the city could have only its limit. And Busan has a very variety of cultural assets like baseball and movies. And therefore, we are going to rebuild the stadiums so that they could be representing the global cultural market, and we are also going to revive the cinema and the movie industry. And Suyong-gu and Jeonpo Cafe Street, they will be connected to the Busan Cinema Center so that Busan can be can have the cultural infrastructure, a global cultural market. If we do something the same way, nothing would change. So just by handing over the central government's task to the local government would not change anything. So for the talents that are centered around the metropolitan area, we should transfer them to the local area so that we know that the redevelopment of the local areas would be carried out in earnest. The policies that we're going to discuss today, I am going to really look into this and we'll review this and make sure it really takes its life. Thank you.
That was our live coverage of President Yoon Suk-yeol's speech ahead of the country's 11th policy discussion with citizens. We'll bring you more details on the discussion in our upcoming newscasts at 6 p.m. Korea time. Thanks for watching.